So in this case, we are going to consider a typical exam question as we are preparing ourselves for the exams which are ahead of time. Remember, we have been working with the topics for our term 3. And as I said before, that you must know all the basics that you have in your term 3. So this is a typical exam that you can consider on your revisions. Just try to do as many question papers as you can. All right. So that is the KZN province, which is 1 hour, 50 marks. All right. So we're just going to see with the time, and the instructions were clear. Answer all questions, show all calculations. All right. Remember to give reasons where applicable. Make use of the calculators. You're allowed to use a calculator, guys. Do not write with a pencil. Number the answers correctly according to the numbering used in this question paper. And also, this question paper consists of 3 questions. So, guys, all right, let us quickly go through our questions and see how we're supposed to answer these typical questions. On question number 1, we were given multiple choice questions. Choose the correct answer. That is 1.8 is equal to F. Okay, just choose the correct answer from the answers that are given. All right, so the first one, which is 1.1, solve for X. Solve for X. We have an equation. Remember, we dealt with our equations in this term. So you must understand that we have got a linear equation. 3x minus 7 is equal to 5. Let us solve for X. How to solve? Okay, there is a minus 7. We can get rid of that minus 7 that we are seeing here to the right-hand side. The moment it crosses the equal sign, it changes the sign that we are seeing here. So meaning to say 3x is equal to what? 5 plus a 7. It was a minus. So on the other side, it's going to change the sign. It's now a plus. All right, so let's add and see. 3x is equal to what? 5 plus 7. That was going to give us 12. Then simply divide by 3 each and every term. Thus, x is equal to what? That is going to be a 4. So the best or the correct answer from what we are given on these answers was going to be B. That is where x is what? Where x is 4. Just like that. So guys, do revise. All right, work out your basics, each and every part. Test yourself by doing more questions. More questions. 1.2, if DE is parallel to FG, according to what we are given, then the value of X is what? If these two lines are parallel, then what is going to be X? All right, remember from the parallel lines, the 20 degrees and the X, they have a relationship where we form F. Corresponding angles. One is inside the parallel lines, one is outside, where we form an F. So if we check here, this is an F that we are forming here like this. One is inside, another one is outside. So automatically X is what? X is 20 degrees, which is on B. There we are referring to what? Corresponding angles. Remember the ones that form an F, corresponding angles. This angle and this angle are equal. It can be this way. This angle inside, the other one should be outside. Okay, so that is what we are going to have. And 1.3, find the value of X. From where? From the given triangle. Knowing that the sum of interior angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. Any triangle. So thus I can form an equation from what I'm given. If I take this 3x minus 15 degrees, I add to the 52 degrees. I also add the 44 degrees. I'm supposed to obtain what? 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle. Remember that they add up to 180 degrees. So what is it that you have formed? An equation, as we are saying, this on the left-hand side is equal to what is on the right-hand side. Solve the equation. Solve for x. As we do understand our equations, we're going to collect or add everything that we see on the left-hand side. Collect like terms. So that's 3x. We add the numbers. We can just use our calculators as we are allowed to use our calculators in this case, all right? So that's negative 15. There is a negative there, okay? All right, so let's see what's happening. Why is it this calculator is actually off? All right, let me try and have another part. But anyways, if we're going to add these numbers, you're going to obtain positive 81. Combine everything here. You're going to obtain positive 81. Okay, so this is equal to 180 degrees. Solve for x. Remember, we are solving for x. So what are you going to do? Take the 81 to the other side of the equal sign. Once we have the other side of the equation, it means it changes the sign. All right, so let this one cross the equal sign, meaning to say 3x is equal to what? 180 minus 81. This was going to give us 99. Just use your calculator, then divide by 3. By 3 each and every term. That's x is what? 99 divided by 3, that's 33. Okay, this was going to be 33. Where are we having 33 on our answers? That is on D. So the correct answer was supposed to be what? Was supposed to be D, as we are given x, which is 33 degrees. All right. Let us see another part of the question, which is on 1.4. Given this statement, then the value of y is what? From the given statement, what is going to be the value of y? Remember our exponents, guys. We dealt with exponents before. So this is what we are going to do. As we are to solve our exponents, we do understand that if the bases are the same, 2 to the exponent of y is equal to 120. If these bases are the same, then the exponents are supposed to be the same. If we are given, let's say, x to the exponent of a, and another one is x to the exponent of, as long these bases are equal, therefore automatically the exponents must be the same. So let's have that. Already 2 is in simplest form, so we are going to focus on what? 128. Can we write it in the base of 2? That's 2 to the exponent of what? So that's 2 to the exponent of a 7. So if you do not know, guys, this, you can even try with your calculator. You try 2 to the exponent of 2, move on 2 to the exponent of 3, until you get the answer of what? 128 as we are given, which is on what? 2 to the exponent of 7, the 128 that we have here. You can try it. Or the calculator on its own can give us that answer. If we do this, you just write the number. You want to write it in exponential form. So you write this, 128 is equal to, you press the equal sign, okay? Then this is what you're going to do. On your calculator, you are going to press the shift, then the fact, this one, the fact button, this one, which is on B. That one can give us this part in what? In exponential form. So I said what? Shift, then fact. So as you can see, on our answer, it is now, it has changed the presentation here. It is what? 2 to the exponent of 7. These two, they are what? The same, equal. We can use our calculator to do that. So that's 2 to the exponent of 7. Like I said, if these bases are the same, automatically the exponents must be equal. So here it tells us that the exponents automatically are the same, as we have got what? The 2 and the 2 being the same. There's a 2 here, there's a 2 here. So what does it tell us? Y is equal to what? To 7. Just like that. So therefore, Y is equal to 7. Where are we having a 7? That's on D. So the correct answer was supposed to be the D there. All right, let's move on. 1.5. We are given that if A is -1, B is -3, C is 4, the value of these expressions, all right? So the value of this expression, we just given this, all right? So this was 3B squared minus the square root of C. We are not given anything about A there, all right? No problem. So we just need to substitute, guys. We have the value of B. So this is 3 times B squared. Our B is what? -3, but squared. Minus the square root of what? The C that we are seeing, which is what? A 4. You put that in place of a C, which is what? A 4. So we substituted the value of the value of B, this one, which is what? The -3, this one, in place of a B, but it's what? It's squared. We substitute the C, which is what? Which is 4, in place of the C where it was given. That is the concept, guys. Then you can simplify. Mathematically, we can just use our calculator. It's not a problem. Or you can simplify stage by stage. -3 squared means -3 times -3. So that's a positive 9. So it's 3 times 9 minus what is the square root of 4? That's a 2. 3 times 9, that's 27. Minus 2, which is what? Which is equal to 25. So the best answer was going to be what? D. All right, here there was nothing, but the answer, as you can see, it's already there on D. All right, question number 2. Simplify the following expressions. We are back to our algebra. And we do understand that in this term, we had been working with algebra. We had questions on algebra for those who have been following. I think you have almost everything, guys. I explained almost everything on this part from the algebraic expressions in our term 3. So anyways, let us quickly go through the question and see. 2.1, we are given to simplify the following expressions. All right, 2.11. Okay, there's a bracket, no problem. Let us just try to have it here. So we have got 2a into 3a plus b. 3a plus b minus 3a. All right, so there we have got, okay, sorry for that. This was supposed to be, let me just stop. Okay, is it fine? Oh, I'm supposed to. So there we are. It is negative 3a into the bracket of what? That's 2a plus 4b like this, okay? So as we can see, guys, we have got a bracket and a bracket. So simply distribute here in this bracket, the 2a multiplies everything. In this case, the minus 3a multiplies everything in this bracket. So we must simply distribute whatever that we are given. That was going to be what? 2a is going to multiply the 3a. So 2 times 3, which is 6a squared. The 2 and the b there, 2a plus multiplied to the b, that is going to be 2ab. All right? So make sure that you distribute throughout. From that, we have got another bracket that is supposed to be multiplied by what? A negative 3a. So take note, the negative has also to affect the signs that are inside. That's negative, and 2, that's negative 6a. Negative to a positive, that was going to be what? A negative 3 times 4, that's 12ab like this, all right? So remember to collect the like terms here. Work out with the like terms, all right? So we have a squared there. This is 6a squared. All right, so in this case, let us collect the like terms where we have got the a squared, all right, which is where we have got the a squared. consider the coefficients there. So we're going to consider 6 and what? 6. So 6 minus 6, this was simply going to give us what? A 0, guys. Then we have got the part of AB. This part, there is an AB. So you're going to consider 2, positive 2. There is an AB here. These are like terms. So we have got a minus there. So meaning to say, considering what we have, this is 2 minus 12, which is what? Which is going to give us a negative 10. That's AB like that, right? You can even use your calculator. 2 minus a 10. So that is what? Negative 8. But know that we have got what? We have got AB there, right? 2 minus 12, not 2 minus 10, but 2 minus 12 there. 2 minus what? Minus 12, like this. Okay? So these are some of the typical questions. Just revise, guys. You see, it's just like a repetition. If you've been doing these questions from this channel, you see it was just like almost everything. You did almost everything here. All right, so let's consider another question, which is if A is negative 2, B is negative 4, and C is 6. Find the value of these expressions. All right, there's just one, which is this part. All right, so let's substitute, guys. A, B, C over what? Over B. So we can simply substitute the A given, that's negative 2, times what? The B, which is what? Negative 4, times the C, which is what? 6. Everything over what? The B, as you can see, it's just same repetition there, just a repetition. Yes, you can multiply everything, or you can even cancel, as you can see, negative 4 and negative 4. This product, guys, you can cancel those two. So you're just left with negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. It's just like negative 12 over 1, which is one and the same thing as simplifying it before here. This one times this one. This part that we see, AB over B like this can cancel. So it is equal to AC. So you can simply take the A as it is, minus 2 times the C, which is 6, negative 12. Or you can use as it is. Let's say you do not understand this part. Okay, leave it. Then use the proper way. A, B, C over B is equal to what? You multiply as it is, negative 2 times negative 4 times 6. Everything over what? Over negative 4 as it was. Then multiply everything that you see in the numerator, right? So if we take the terms or the numbers that we are given from the numerator, let us have them here and see. All right, we just need the numerator on. That is negative 2 times negative 4 times 6. So this was going to give us a positive 48. So we've got 48 over minus 4, which we can simplify further. Divide this. What are you going to get? Minus 12. All right, our calculator, 48 divided by what? Negative 4. This is negative 12. So as we can see, guys, any way that you choose to simplify this, you're still going to have the same answer, which is what? Which is negative 12. All right, on another question, 2.13, we are asked to solve for x. Back to the condition of our exponents. When the bases are the same, we do understand that the exponents must be the same. So 3 to the exponent of x, this 81 can be written in the base of 3. That's 3 to the exponent of 4. Like I said, if you do not know, then what you do, take your calculator. 81 is equal to, then shift fact, 3 to the exponent of 4. As we can see, we can have the answer direct. So 3 to the exponent of x, if it is equal to 3 to the exponent of 4, as the bases are the same, this one and this one, automatically it tells us that the exponents must be equal. So therefore, x is equal to what? To 4. On 2.14, another condition similar to what we have, but this time, as we can see, there is something to be subtracted there, which is -1. There is a -1 there. So first, we must get rid of that -1 as it's just a single term on its own. So take it to the other side of the equation. Becomes a positive there. 2 to the exponent of x is equal to what? 15 plus 1. The 1 is not on the exponent like this. It's not on the exponent. It's a number which is being subtracted from this on its own. Then it's like this: -1 is equal to 15. So properly see the question that you're given so that you can properly solve that question. All right? There was going to be a difference if it was -1 on the exponent. Anyways, 2 to the exponent of x is equal to what? If we add, that's a 16. Are we seeing that this question that we have is the same as this one, 2.13? 3 to the exponent of x is equal to a certain number. 2 to the exponent of x is equal to a certain number. So write in the same base. 2 is already in simplest form. So simplify 16 in the base of what? 2. That's 2 to the exponent of a 4. Or you can use your calculator just like the previous case. So therefore, x is what? Is 4. Since the bases are the same, the exponents automatically will be the same because these bases are the same. So therefore, x is 4. Just like that. So it means you need more revisions, more questions. Just try to figure out. All right. On question 3, we are given find the value of the unknown variables by giving reasons for your answers. That's 3.1. The variable that we are given there is what? Is x. So it's just like solve for x. 2 straight lines from our geometry of straight lines where they meet like this. Vertically opposite angles are formed. And we do know that vertically opposite angles are what? Equal. So thus we can form an equation: x plus 20 degrees is equal to what? 40 degrees. These are vertically opposite angles. All right, let me just write in short. Vertically opposite angles. So guys, we have formed an equation here that we must solve for x. What is affecting x? The plus 20. So remove that one. How do we remove it? Take it to the other side of the equation. It becomes a negative. It changes the sign. So it will be 40 degrees minus 20 degrees. So thus x is 20 degrees. Okay, so as you can see, guys, properties, those geometry of straight lines. Do not forget each topic that you have. Geometry of straight lines, we talked about this. All right, 3.2. Another property of what? A straight line. Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. They add up to 180 degrees. Just like a triangle. Angles in a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees also. But this one, it's not a triangle. It's straight line. So if I take the angles that I'm seeing on a straight line, the 35 degrees, I add to the x, I add the 40 degrees. I'm supposed to obtain what? 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line. On a straight line. So I'm just going to write in short. So let's find x, guys. Add what you see on the left-hand side. Collecting of like terms. 35 and 40. That was going to give you 75. So that's 75 plus x is equal to 180 degrees. Then x is equal to what? Take the 75, which is affecting x, to the right-hand side. So the moment it crosses the equal sign, we do know that it is going to change its sign. That's minus now. So 180 minus 75, that's 105. You can also use your calculator there. So we have got the value of x. All right. If you got any other way of solving, let's communicate, guys, and see how to solve. Comment section. Let's communicate. What about this one? Which property are we supposed to take? Equilateral triangle. This side, this side, this side, equal. It's a property on its own which is complete. We know from the properties of our triangles. An equilateral triangle is the one where we do understand these angles. These sides are the same. And the angles are also equal. And they are exactly equivalent to 60 degrees, each angle that we see. Guys, these are properties that we know. So this angle is 60 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. The whole of this angle given as 2x minus 30, it must also be 60 degrees. There it is given as an expression, but its numerical value is 60 degrees. So you could have used that one to say 2x minus 30 degrees is equal to 60 degrees. They are exactly the same. There they gave us a numerical, an expression representing what? The numerical value of 60 degrees. We are talking about what? Angles in an equilateral triangle. The interior angles, each interior angle is 60 degrees. So we have formed an equation. So 2x is equal to what? We take the negative 30 to the other side. That's a positive 30. So that was going to be 60 plus 30, which is 90. Then divide by 2 by 2. So x is going to be what? X is going to be 45 degrees. There are so many ways of answering this question. So where we see x, it's what? 45 degrees. Let's see if we substitute this x here, and we are going to get what? 60 degrees, because we must get 60 degrees. If we substitute our x, which is what? 45 degrees here, minus the 30 that we see, what are we going to get? 2 times 45, that's 90 degrees, minus 30 degrees. 90 minus 30, 60 degrees. As we can see, it gives us 60 degrees. All right. Is it the only way? Knowing also that, okay, let's see this. Another property that, another way that we could have just used is that knowing that these angles are equal. Because of what? This indication, we do understand it's equilateral. So if this is 2x minus 30, this angle also is supposed to be 2x minus 30. This angle also is supposed to be 2x minus 30 degrees. So thus we can use the property of a triangle to say the interior angles, their sum is 180 degrees. So if I add these three angles that I'm seeing, 2x minus 30 degrees, I add it to 2x minus 30 degrees. I add this one to 2x minus 30 degrees. What am I supposed to obtain? The 180 degrees of the triangle, sum of interior angles. We can use that. Solving this, we must have the same answer. We must have the same answer. So here, we are talking about what? Sum of angles in a triangle. They add up to 180 degrees. All right, so let's consider this as an equation. As you can see, add up, collecting the like terms. This is 2x plus 2x. There's another 2x here. So adding these, that's going to be 2 plus 2, which is 4 plus 2, which is 6. So this was going to give us 6x. Then on the numbers, we've got minus 30, minus 30, minus 30. Right? You can use your calculator, guys, if you do not understand this. Minus, that's a 30. Then you subtract another 30. You subtract another 30 like this. This is what? Negative 90. So we have got negative 90 degrees equal to 180 degrees. So we can take the negative 90 to the other side of the equation. The moment it crosses the equal sign, it changes the sign. So it will be a positive there, plus 90 degrees. So that's 6x is equal to 180 plus 90. that was going to give us 270 degrees. As we can see, we've got a product. So simply divide by what? By 6, both sides of the equation. So that's x was going to be 45 degrees. 270 divide by what? 270 divide by 6. So that's 45 degrees. The value of x. So you see, guys, it's just a repetition. Having the same answer, still having the same answer. From the properties of a triangle that we understand, angles add up to 180, the sum of interior angles. Could have used any way that you understand. On 3.4, we are given again, find x. As we can see, that's the variable that we have there. On this triangle, we can see that there is an exterior angle, this one. The interior angle and the opposite interior angles are given as well. The 90 degrees, the indication of the right angle. So guys, we can form an equation as we do understand that this exterior angle that we see, 2x plus 10 degrees, is equal to what? The sum of these two opposite interior angles, the 20 degrees and the 90 degrees. We do understand this. The exterior angle is equal to what? The sum of two opposite interior. Sum of two opposite interior angles. Just going to write this in short. It's a property that we know from our triangles, guys. So let's solve for x. All right, 2x plus 10. Can add this 290 plus 20 plus 90, that's 110. Then we can take the 10 to the other side of the equation. It's going to be a negative there. So that's 2x is equal to 110 minus 10, which is 100 degrees, divide by 2 by 2. So that's x was going to be what? 50 degrees. You can simply use the calculator there. All right, so just like that. 3.5, we have got x and we also have y there. All right, so what can we do? They are parallel lines in this case. So from this consideration, we can see that we are forming a C there. Guys, co-interior angles. Where we form a C, co-interior angles. They add up to 180. This angle and this angle, they add up to 180. So for x, we can take this x plus 56 degrees. If we add to this one, the x plus 4 degrees, this must give us exactly 180 degrees. Co-interior angles. As we are given these two lines that are parallel. These are co-interior angles, guys. We have an equation there. So let's solve for x. This is 1x, this is 1x. So add that 1 plus 1, that's 2x, 56 plus 4. This was going to give us 60 degrees. That's equal to 180. So you can solve for x by taking the 60, this one, you take it to the other side of the equation. So it will be a minus there. It was a positive, it will be a minus. That's 180. All right, so this is 180 degrees minus what? 60. So 2x is going to be what? 180 minus 60, that's 120 degrees. So divide by 2 by 2, that's we're going to have the value of x, which is what? 60 degrees, all right? So our x was going to be 60 degrees. You can substitute that and see the angles. What are you forming there? Just like that. For x. What about for y? To find the value of y in this case, we can see on this side, there is a z that we are forming here, a stretched z here, a z which is being stretched. But that does not stop it to be a z. Alternate angles, which are equal. Alternate angles, where we form a z or n. Alternate angles. They're exactly the same. So the angle of 2y minus 20 and this y plus 50, They are exactly the same. Just like here, we are forming a Z this way. This angle here, this angle here. That's alternate angles. So meaning to say, to find y in this case, we're simply going to consider the alternate angle concept. So meaning to say, I'm just going to take 2y minus 20 is equal to y plus 50 degrees. That is it. Alternate angles. All right. So there we are referring to the alternate angles. So let's solve for y. Collect the like terms. Y to this side is going to be a negative there the moment it crosses the equal sign. The minus 20 to the other side changes the sign. So it will be a positive. It was a negative, so it will be a positive. All right, so let's simplify, collect our like terms as we have. 2 minus 1, that's 1y there. So y is equal to 50 plus 20, which is 70 degrees. 1y and y, guys, is just one and the same. If I write 1y, if I write y, is just one and the same. So y is equal to 70. All right, that's it. The other part, okay, we are given. This is a parallelogram. So that was 3.6. This one is question 3.6. We have a parallelogram. Opposite sides parallel. Opposite sides parallel. So on a parallelogram, we do understand that opposite angles are equal. It's a property of what? A parallelogram. Opposite angles are equal. So therefore, you can form an equation 4z plus 60 degrees must be equal to z plus 50 degrees. It's a property from a shape given on our diagram, a parallelogram. All right? Talking of opposite angles of a parallelogram. All right, so that is it. Let's solve for x. Let's solve for z. Collecting our like terms, so the z to the other side of the equation was going to be a negative. That's 4z minus z is equal to, already there's a 50 there. So we're going to take the 60 to the other side. All right, this is 4z plus 60. This is 150. Z plus 150 here, right? 150. So this is 150 there. Okay, so that's, we said take this 60 to the other side, is going to be a negative, all right? So that's negative 60. So let's subtract 4z minus z. This is 1z, so 4 minus 1. This is going to give us what? 3. So 3z is equal to 150 minus 60, which is 90 degrees. So to find the z, we can simply divide by what? By 3, by 3, both sides of the equation. That was going to give us 30 degrees at the end. All right, so as you can see, questions can just be direct to the property of the shape. So revise your properties of what? 2D shapes. Knowing the properties of a shape can help you to answer these questions. All right. Then we move on to 3.7, where we are given just a quadrilateral. We do not even know what is it that we have there. Just a four-sided shape. This is not going to stop you to calculate the value of the variable, which is d. Because you do know in any quadrilateral, whether you know the shape or not, the sum of interior angles must be 160 degrees. The way that I'm saying this, we cannot say this is a trapezium because of, if these lines were parallel, we do understand these angles were going to add up to 180 degrees for co-interior angles. But you see, it's not that way. So guys, if they do not state anything about the shape, don't assume. All right. There, we said it's a parallelogram because of what? We can see the pair, the two pairs of opposite sides being what? Parallel. As long it is a parallelogram, whether it is a rhombus, whether it's going to be a rectangle, whether it's going to be a square, the properties remain the same. Opposite angles will be equal. Opposite angles will be equal. But on this shape, guys, we cannot assume to say This is because we are seeing it's not giving the property of those adjacent angles adding up to 180. If it was like that, we're going to simply use adjacent angles and then we say they add up to 180. But once you do that, you answer this question in a wrong way. So the only way, if you are not sure about what exactly it is, simply use what? The angles inside any quadrilateral that you're given, they add up to 360 degrees. So the 60 and the 80 and the 120 that we see, the 110 and the D that we are given to calculate must give us what? 360 degrees. That on its own is enough for us to determine the value of D, as we are referring to sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral. They add up to 360. So adding these 60 plus 80 plus 110, that was going to give us what? 250 degrees. Plus D is equal to 360 degrees. So to solve for D, we can simply take the 250 to the other side of the equation. The moment it crosses the equal sign, it must change the sign. So we're going to subtract it on the other hand. So that's D is 360 minus 250, which is 110 degrees. That's how you can simply solve this. Or you could have just written this straightforward. As you see, this D is equal to 360 degrees minus, you subtract what? The three angles that you see inside. 60 degrees, the 80 degrees, the 110 degrees combined together. Still, it was going to give us one and the same thing. So this was going to sum up to 250 and subtract from 360. That was going to give us 110 degrees. So those are the typical questions, guys. As you are revising your question papers, do revise as many as you can. Where you do not understand the comment section, also the community is there, as we have got the YouTube community. Simply present your question there. If there is a specific question that you do not understand, or maybe a specific topic, and also to join membership so that you can have access to other videos and also other tutorials as you are preparing yourselves for the exams that are ahead of time.